G'day mates. Today we'll be comparing the Inspire Sleep Apnea Implant version 4 with the new Series 5. What's changed? Not much. Now when it comes to therapeutic outcomes, they're going to be the same, all right? What we're talking about with this new Series 5 model is efficiency. Normally there's 3 components to the Inspire implant. Now there's only 2. Which component have they removed? The sensing lead. Okay, so previously what you had with the 4 model is this. You had the neurostimulator. All right, that's the pulse generator that generates the pulse to the nerve in your neck. But you also had to implant this little sensing lead, which sort of comes down here near your ribs, to sense when you're breathing. Yeah, that's the thing about Inspire, and a lot of patients don't understand this. You see, Inspire doesn't wait for you to have a sleep apnea event before it activates, triggers the nerve to push your tongue forward and open up your airway. It is sensing every breath you take, like a metronome. And every time you go to breathe in, it zaps your tongue, push it out of the way so that oxygen can come into your lungs. That's how it works. It's every single breath. And that little sensing lead is what's responsible for the timing. Now, the sensing lead has also caused some patients and surgeons some headaches because it can move, the tip can come off. There's been a few problems with the sensing lead in the past. And with this new Series 5 implant, they've removed the sensing lead, and the neurostimulator, the battery section, can now sense your breathing to do the timing. Okay, now what this means is maybe fewer complications with the sensing lead, because there is none, obviously. Shorter surgery time. I think in the past it was sort of around that 90 minutes, maybe now it's only 60 minutes. So that's a positive for the surgeons. Probably means they can do more surgeries per day. But for the patients, not a whole lot. Just maybe fewer complications for some. And I think it was only a small amount of complications anyway. Let's take a look at a short surgical video here where they're installing the sensing lead.
Now start the chest pocket. An incision is made in the upper chest down to the level of the pectoralis major muscle. The skin and soft tissue are then elevated off the pec inferiorly until 3 of the surgeon's fingers can fit. The pectoralis major muscle is then incised and an intercostal space is found. The external intercostal has fibers pointing medially and inferiorly. The external intercostal muscles then split, and the respiratory sensing lead is placed laterally between the external and internal intercostal muscles. The proximal aspect of the respiratory sensing lead is then anchored to the pec muscle with silk sutures. The stimulating lead must then be passed from the neck to the chest so that it can be plugged into the generator. This is done with a long, flexible passer. The passer is placed in the subacute plane into the upper chest. The stimulator lead is then threaded into the back of the passer and the whole thing delivered into the chest. There are now 2 leads in the chest that must be plugged into the generator.
They're the 2 leads. One sensing,
The leads are placed
one stimulation.
The leads are placed in the generator and secured with a small screw. The generator is placed into the pocket and then secured with a silk suture. To ensure the implant is working and programmed, a device is placed over the generator. Look closely at the mouth and you can see sustained repetitive tongue protrusions.
Now that's it. That's what you need to know. Every time you breathe, there is a stimulation.
Using company software. The incisions are closed and an x-ray is obtained in the recovery area to confirm device placement and absence of pneumothorax.
All right. So you understand there? Sensing lead up to the stimulation, plug it in. Then they tunnel the stimulation lead down from the top and they also plug that in. And then the stimulation lead sort of cuffs on to this nerve that controls your tongue. And when you breathe, it sends the impulse up, hits that nerve, moves your tongue forward. Every breath. Okay? But now there's no longer the sensing lead. They've removed that part. This is Inspire 5, guys. Now, there's talk about a new cloud platform, which means previously the doctors and the consultants used to have like a special Inspire tablet, I believe, or a computer. They no longer need that. They can just use their own computer. I believe there's been some trouble rolling it out. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And apparently there's potential for future firmware upgrades to the Inspire device. To me, this feels more like cost cutting than anything. You know, they're going, okay, we've got a few problems with the sensing lead. Let's cut out that component. One less cost we need to worry about. You know, streamline the manufacturing process, less adverse events. That's obviously good. And then what else is there? Oh yeah, they don't have to keep providing tablets and computers to people all the time because people can just, you know, use their own computer. That's it. A lot of hype, not a lot of change. Now, my biggest gripe with the Inspire implant is this, and it's really simple. Patients go to an extreme amount of effort to get the implant. We're looking at 6 to 12 months of effort. Lots of doctor's appointments, sleep tests, recovery, then you've got to gradually increase the voltage, back and forth, all this stuff. And then at the end of the day, Inspire provide absolutely zero ways for patients to monitor their therapy, to make sure it's actually working. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. So I'm going to show you quickly how you can do it. If you've already got Inspire or you're thinking about getting it, whatever, it's your life, your decision. This is what you need, guys. It's so easy. Bluetooth continuous pulse oximeter. Affordable, easy to wear, extremely accurate, FDA cleared, you name it. This is it. This one's an OxyFit, $70 maybe. You put it on your finger, it turns on automatically and it will record your blood oxygen levels once every 4 seconds, I think this one is, all through the night. Pulse rate, movement data, and you can track it all on Sleep HQ. Your 3% oxygen desaturations, your 4% oxygen desaturations, your average oxygen. You can see your trace. This one here is, I'll show you that one. This one here is a Sleep HQ O2 Ring Pro, but there's different models of this. This one's the latest one. You can pick them up from maybe 150 to 200 bucks. You can just put it on your finger. Once again, a bit nicer to wear this one when you're sleeping, less likely to come off. And once again, extremely high sample rate. This one's got a 1 second sample rate and it takes 200 samples of your blood every second, one recording. Extremely accurate. And this is how you track your therapy. You can track your sleep staging on a Fitbit or your Apple Watch. It all connects up to Sleep HQ. You can generate reports. It's so easy to do, guys. And then you're not flying blind. Because right now, I'm going to the Facebook groups, I'm going to the Reddit groups, I'm reading all the feedback from all these Inspire patients. I'm not impressed in the slightest. There is a handful of Inspire patients who are objectively measuring their sleep apnea. This is like a $100,000 implant. And they're going, just dial up the voltage, just see how high you can get. And if it's uncomfortable, you know, dial it back. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that in 2025, this is how we're measuring therapeutic outcomes. see how you feel, dial it up, off you go. And here's what worries me the most. It's not as if this is new technology. Yeah, like I understand if you're a patient, you might not have seen these devices, you might not know they exist, but every single sleep apnea professional in the world understands and knows about pulse oximetry. And they know that it is the purest, most simplest, most convenient way to measure therapeutic outcomes when it comes to sleep disordered breathing. And it doesn't matter what therapy you're using. If you're using an oral appliance, if you've got Inspire, if you're using a CPAP machine, that's the reason you're using it, to keep your blood oxygen levels nice and high, to improve gas exchange. Everything else is fluff, just fluff, okay? So that begs the question, why? Why don't the Inspire surgeons, the Inspire consultants provide the patients with a way to objectively measure their therapy and say, hey guys, you've just gone through 12 months of hell. This is why you went through it. Check this out. Have a look at your results before. Have a look at your results now. Hey, how you feeling? Oh, you're feeling good? Check out your blood oxygen levels. Look at your 3% blood oxygen desaturations. They were 100 an hour. Now they're only 5 per hour. Wouldn't you want to do that? Like if your therapy was good, wouldn't you want to say, hey, check out the results? Hey, no brainer. Now there are lots of players in the sleep apnea space. And what I like to do is I like to track their share prices over time because it's a good representation of the quality of the business, the quality of the therapy, the quality of the device. If you've got a good device and you've got a good business, your share price is going to go up over time. It's just the way it is, guys. And if you look at the Inspire share price over the past 5 years, what you'll find is this: a negative return of 25%. It's going down, right? Where are all the success stories apart from the ambassadors? I don't know what's going on with that. Are they paying them? I know they pay for travel and accommodation and stuff. I don't like this one bit. I don't like this one bit. If you check out ResMed, I don't really like ResMed either, by the way, but if you check out the ResMed share price, it's probably up 100%, 150% in the past 5 years. I don't know, but it's been going like this since the dawn of time. Anyway, tomorrow I have another interview with another Inspire patient, Sue, and Sue's just had the Inspire explanted, taken out. So that'll be a very interesting story. Anyway, guys, until next time, sleep well, look after your mates, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.